I'm Kurt Loudenback, the CEO and founder of Grand Prairie Foods. Started the company with my wife in 2003, so we're going on close to 19 years in business, and been growing the business from a small little company with 15 employees to over 300 employees today, and do business in all 50 states and Canada, and soon to be Mexico. So about 5 years ago, I approached a friend with the intent of trying to get more involved in various activities around Sioux Falls. He recommended me to the board of directors of the Sioux Falls Development Foundation, and I was elected to participate and hit the ground running. I think it demonstrated that I was going to be an active board member, and apparently that's well liked within the organization. So one thing led to another, and I was invited to become an officer. And so here we are today. So I think when I joined the board, Foundation Park was just being started. In fact, we didn't even have our first tenant when I started the board, but Windchill was in the process of closing on their deal. So that was how long ago it was that I started participating in the board. And then the other major activity I got involved in at the time was the workforce committee, which was led by someone different at the time, and was a very active, involved committee that was really trying to figure out, I think it's still trying to find its way still at that time in terms of what role should the Development Foundation play in workforce development in the Sioux Falls area. So those are the two main things that I recall from the beginning that we were actively involved in participating in. Well, it's pretty exciting to be part of anything in Sioux Falls these days. So being on the Development Foundation board and all the related financial and economic development activities that are going on in the Sioux Falls region are just exciting for anybody to be a part of. So, we've seen a lot of tremendous growth in the last several years, especially as we've closed out Foundation Park, and in fact have been closing many of our development parks to any kind of open land that may be available for companies to build on. So it's just been exciting to be part of the just wonderful atmosphere that's Sioux Falls and the economic activity that goes with it. Well, it is the primary economic driver to development in the region. So, it has played an important role. And again, I use Foundation Park as the great example of how Sioux Falls Development Foundation has contributed to Sioux Falls. If you just look at the employers from Windchill to Amazon to Schwann's or CJ Foods, that is preparing to start building, and the number of jobs and tax base that all those new organizations bring, it's just a great opportunity for someone to get in at the ground floor and be part of all these startup opportunities that are coming our way. Obviously, the continued acquisition of land and seeking additional opportunities to grow the Sioux Falls area has to be number one. There continues to be interest in people coming to Sioux Falls to either transfer or start businesses. And so that's just, how can you not be excited about the growth that brings? But I would say, just as importantly, the things that we're doing on the workforce development side of the business are extremely important to this community. And anything a business can do to find an edge over others is going to be critical as we go forward. So those companies that are involved in the Sioux Falls Development Foundation and related organizations we hope will find an edge over other employers in terms of attracting and retaining employees. So being part of that, I think, is a extremely important part of what our future holds at the Development Foundation.